Welcome to the You Can Be Unstoppable podcast. My name is Ewelina Szczeblewska, your host and certified hypnotherapist. In this podcast, I will share with you how to tap into the power of your subconscious mind. I intend to share with you how learning how to use the power of your subconscious mind can help you to create a successful and abundant life with ease, how to connect with yourself while fostering a healthy relationship with your body and mind. Tapping into the power of the subconscious mind will help you to learn how to manage your emotions, become more resilient and present in all of your relationships. Self-love and self-worth are the keys to the kingdom of success and abundance, to happy and healthy life on your terms. Hello to another episode of You Can Be Unstoppable. And today I want to talk about procrastination and how procrastination steals your joy and success from your life. You see, we live in a world where 15 to 20%, according to recent study, 15 to 20% of people struggle with chronic procrastination. That is a huge jump from 5% in the 1970s. And I'm not immune to that either. I have struggled with procrastination like a lot of people. And you see, as an entrepreneur who's building or growing your business, losing 1 to 4 hours per day to procrastination can kill your success. And when that happens, what usually follows is regret, guilt, frustration, and unfulfilled dreams. What was in that study is really important as well, that 94% of people indicated that procrastination has a negative effect on their happiness. 94%. So pretty much everyone that struggles with procrastination says that it affects their level of happiness. And 18% said that the procrastination actually has an extremely negative effect. So that is a lot to ponder about. But what is procrastination? Procrastination is putting things off to the very last minute, putting things off that you know that you need to do, like you want to do them, but you put them off anyway. There's also something that is called a productive procrastination. And I'm mentioning this because I really do not want you to fall into that trap of productive procrastination. You see, being busy with your to-do list and feeling quite productive because you are busy, you're doing things, while you are not doing what is truly important to grow your business, is still procrastination. So you see, by using busyness as a shield to protect yourself from doing what you actually should be doing, what is really important for you to do, what is actually going to move the needle in your business, you fail to make your dreams a reality. And a lot of people falls for this. They think they're busy, they're doing the thing, they really focus on doing the thing, but it's just being busy just because you're doing things, it doesn't necessarily mean that is the thing that you're supposed to be doing, the thing that will actually move the needle for you. And often we fall for that trap of procrastination, of productive procrastination, because it just sneaks up on you. So what we need to also point out here is that busy work and hard work does not equal success, because being really busy and working really hard on the things that are not going to move your needle, but it makes you feel good about yourself because you are busy, it's not the same as being productive around the things that are actually going to move the needle for you. So what I want you to consider, take a time, a journal around us, is the fact that procrastination is not the problem. It is a symptom of a much deeper issue going on. It's a coping strategy that you created over the years to help you with emotions that you are trying to avoid. Because as Dr. Tim Pichel said, procrastination is an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem. But you may want to ask, if procrastination is not the problem, what is the problem? Why am I procrastinating, and why I can't seem to do anything about that? I've bought the programs and productivity programs, kill your procrastination programs, and all sorts of programs, and you kind of usually feel a bit better and you are a bit more productive and focus for a period of time, and then you revert back to your old way of procrastinating, or you fall for the productive procrastination trap. You see, there's hidden benefits in procrastination because, like I said, procrastination usually is a way of avoiding uncomfortable emotion. So procrastination is not laziness or lack of self-control or even lack of willpower. So many of us procrastinate because we are not fully aware why. So we can't stop that cycle, that vicious cycle of procrastinating, because we're not really sure why we're doing this. We know we don't want to do it. We know that we want to be productive and do the thing, yet we can't somehow seems to be able to make ourselves to do it. But there are subconscious reasons why you do not want to achieve the very thing that you consciously want to create. So consciously it's like, hell yeah, I want this, hell yeah, I want my business, but unconsciously there is a different story that you may not be aware of. So there's a few reasons for this, and everyone is different and we have different reasons and different story and for it. So I'm just going to explain a few. So some of the common issues that often come up is anger and control. So usually that stems from early childhood, but not always. Sometimes later in life things happen as well that impact how we see ourselves and the world. So one of the reasons could be anger against authority figures, and we decide that we are angry with them. We don't want to do what they tell us to do, so we choose not to, because then we show them how powerful we are. We are standing up to the authority figures. And by not doing something that they want us to do, we've got this illusion of control, where actually what you are doing, you are hitting yourself in the foot, so to speak, because you are not doing the very thing that you really need to be doing to grow your business, to build your career. But because you've got these emotions around authority figures, something happened in the past that you unconsciously do not like authority figures, and now you've got this illusion of control, you standing up to them. Self-doubt is also an issue that may lead you to procrastinate. You may potentially don't believe that you can achieve something. You doubt your ability to achieve something. So it's just safer not to even try. It's like a control failure because you doubt yourself so much. So when you fail on your terms, you do not have the disappointment of failure, which is kind of crazy because you failed anyway, but you failed on your terms, the way you wanted to do it, by not actually doing the thing. But if you show up and fail, then you've got a disappointment of failure. So I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's what we do. You see, our brains are always looking for rewards. And if we in a habit loop, and procrastination can be a habit loop, we need to find a better reward. Our brain will continue to strive to procrastinate over and over until we find something better. There is a benefit, that secondary gain that makes you to procrastinate. It could be protection, it could be punishment, but you won't know till you actually start working on your subconscious beliefs, patterns, and habits to figure out which one it is. All I'm here is mentioning most common examples. Some of us are prone to distraction. We live in a world where 50% of us use internet to procrastinate. Our attention is being hijacked in this digital age where pop-up ads, new TV series, films, social media, emails, phones constantly buzzing, an ocean of information, all of it compete for our attention. We have so many forms of distraction that the actual number of procrastinators out there is probably much higher. We are so addicted to novelty, to stimulation, that we become so unable to concentrate because our attention is being pulled in so many different directions. So it's an example of an external reason why you may be procrastinating, but there's so many more of the internal reasons like overthinking or worrying. So worry, for example, is where you concentrate on things that make you feel worse as you think over and over and over and over about what may go wrong. And all your attention goes there. So worry, fear, stress then can have a significant detrimental effect on your health and even lead to depression. And if you continue to misuse your mind and focus on worry about the future or go over the past, and you continue to misuse your mind and your imagination to create negative self-hypnosis, and you waste your energy and focus on worrying and fear, then you will create the very thing you do not want. So your focus, where is your attention, is superbly important. Worrying is actually going to bring into your life the very thing that you worry about. Much better way is to focus on the thing that you want to create and you strive to have. Worrying can also introduce anxiety that builds up gradually over time, and then your primitive brain will step in to help you to survive, because that's what the brain does. When you worry about something, the anxiety kicks in. So you worry about giving a talk at work, or you overthink some of your fears, and you procrastinate, you've got negative forecasting, anxiety working to protect you, then the brain kicks in to protect you, to make sure that you survive, because anxiety is telling the brain that there is a fear, there is a worry that we need to pay attention to. This will encourage you to put things off, because the anxiety and the primitive brain, the monkey mind, is there to protect you. So when you worry, when you feel anxious about something, it signals to the brain that is something that the brain needs to pay attention to, this potential danger out there. So I hope that makes sense. And you then put things off. You do not do the thing that you really need to be doing. You procrastinate, and then you're going to feel really bad about this. It's this vicious circle that it spirals down, down and down and down, making you feel worse about yourself every time you do it. Well, there's a way out of this, which I'm going to be talking about this later. Low confidence is also an example of why you may be procrastinating. So with low confidence, you may be putting off the task because you don't trust yourself that you can get organized enough to complete something. You've got this irrational fear that prevents you from even starting something. You've got this lack of trust in yourself, in your abilities. It can affect your motivation, and that all inclines you to think that you are not competent enough, not capable enough. So rather than starting and potentially failing, you decide not to start at all. And it seems really ironic that we procrastinate to avoid negative feelings, to avoid ourselves, but we end up feeling even worse. So to give you an example, let's say in the past you went to a gym and there was some negative event around, maybe someone laughed at you for misusing the equipment, or you're trying to lose weight and maybe someone laughed at you how you couldn't do certain exercises which caused a negative emotion. So you know that you want to go to gym. You really do want to go to gym because you want to lose weight. But now, even the thought of going to gym triggers those emotions. You may not be even aware of this. It triggers the procrastination because the brain is trying to protect you. You may be feeling anxious about going because your mind remembers the last time that you went. You didn't feel good enough because people laughed at you. So you're putting off going to gym, and you wait and you end up not going at all. Feeling even worse at the end of things because you know that you need to go. You want to go. You know this is the good thing for you, but you didn't go. And it actually makes you feel even worse. One of the other reasons why we often procrastinate is fear of failure. So rather than tackling the task and potentially failing, but there is no failure, only feedback. So rather than doing the thing and potentially failing and getting the feedback, what went wrong, and learning the lesson, we choose not to do things. We choose to procrastinate and fail on our own terms, which is really silly because we are fearing the failure, yet we ended up failing anyway by not doing the thing, by putting things off. So why we may be doing this? On an unconscious level, potentially you feel inadequate, not worthy, you may have a low self-esteem. So you put things off and then you try to have a rational, plausible explanation of why you failed. You may say things like, well, I just didn't have enough time. Or you may say, I just don't have enough ability, I'm just not good enough. So you may not even be aware that you sabotaged yourself. You failed because you put things off, you procrastinated on things, and then you're trying to have a rational explanation of why that happened. On the flip side of the things, fear of success is also the reason why we procrastinate. We fear the success because we may be afraid of what the friends and family may say. We may be afraid of losing them. We may be afraid of judgment. And unconsciously we set obstacles in our own way that are going to guarantee that we will not succeed. We're going to sabotage ourselves. And sometimes we leave so very little time to do the task that we actually rush the thing, make it incomplete, half-ass, poor quality, and we end up failing. Things like fearing making mistakes or lack of prioritization is a big one as well. Perfectionism also often goes with procrastination because we get so focused on doing the perfect job that it can seem impossible to achieve perfection with the time and effort that is needed. And unless you can do the perfect job, it's just not worth even starting. So there's many reasons why you may be procrastinating. So you've got the external reasons, like today's the digital age. There's so many things that compete for our attention. And rather doing the thing, you mindlessly scroll the social media and 2 hours later, you're meant to be doing something for your business and you end up scrolling mindlessly the feed. But there's also quite a few internal reasons on your unconscious level, like lack of confidence, fears, self-doubt, low confidence that can affect or lead to your procrastination. You can see how procrastination can steal your joy, success, and happiness. And what you get instead is frustration, guilt, unfulfilled dreams, and regret. And as you can see, this has nothing to do with laziness. What can you do about that? You have to find a better way to manage your emotions. You have to find a better way to reward your avoidance. You have to find a better way to show up for yourself. So what can you do? Well, hypnosis, it's a superb tool that can help you with all of this because it can help you address the fears on a subconscious level. It can help address your confidence. It can help to build your emotional resilience. It can help you to feel much more in command of yourself and your choices. It can help you to recognize and deal with temptations to delay. Set clear action plan, practice self-compassion, and decrease stress. Hypnosis is a powerful tool that can really help you to deal with your procrastination. Also, I have a tip for you. Next time you feel inclined and you want to choose procrastination, because there is also a choice, you can choose not to. Get curious why. What are the emotions? What are your thoughts? What this reminds you of from the past. Awareness is the key to your fight with procrastination. So I hope this was helpful, and if you are ready to stop procrastinating, create laser-like focus and unshakable concentration, book a consultation to see how I can help you. And also I want to mention that I have Elevate Your Confidence Masterclass on Monday, the 29th of August at 8 p.m. Central European Time. There's a link in the description that you can book this masterclass, which can help you with your procrastination if low confidence is one of your issues. And as I mentioned earlier, low confidence can be one of the potential reasons why you struggle with procrastination. So I hope to see you there. I hope that this podcast was of value, and I hear everyone next week. Thank you for listening. If you found value in this podcast, I would like to ask you to leave a positive review explaining how this episode helped you to improve your life. I ask you to do this because this will help other people to improve their lives as well. Share and spread the love all around you. Raise your vibrations to improve your life. If you would like more transformational content like this, connect with me on Instagram. You can find a link in the description of this podcast, and I'll see you over in the next episode.